Now, President Cyril Ramaphosa is expected to visit flood-ravaged Nkomazi municipality in Mpumalanga. Ramaphosa will assess the extent of the damage and devastation. Several villages have been completely cut off after bridges were submerged or washed away, leaving some roads impassable. As SABC News reporter Tumelo Machogo is in Mjejane. A very good afternoon to you, Tumelo, once again, with Bushbuck Ridge and Nkomazi being some of the hardest hit areas in the deadly devastation of these floods. I would imagine it's imperative for the president to give his account on the extent. What's expected to happen?
Well, indeed, the president, that's why he's coming here at around 2 o'clock. Now we just got a communication that the president will arrive here in Nkomazi at around 2 o'clock. So expected to start his trip here, his oversight trip here in Mjejane, where we understand that a few houses have been damaged here in Mjejane. The road is still quite bad to get into the area because of the mud. And then we also tried to go into the community, but we were advised not to go now, as now it's still very muddy, and also they are still trying to see if they cannot open some kind of road for us to go into the community because of the mud that is in here. Already the president has conveyed his thoughts for families who have lost their loved one with these inclement weather that we've been seeing across 4 provinces now, and also saying that his thought to the families, especially for those ones who have lost their loved one, but also commending humanitarian aid and also first responders, police, and also those who are working for the ambulance who have been trying to help communities, especially in these flood-ravaged communities. Nkomazi is one of those hard-hit communities, also here in the and also Bushbuck Ridge. Only Nkomazi alone, about 500 households have been damaged, but the extent of the damage is still being assessed as some of the villages have been completely cut off. We understand there's a village called Mjejane village where it's completely cut off. The bridge has been washed away. The community there don't have water, don't have electricity, so they are still concerned about those issues, because yesterday we spoke to one gentleman who walked about 4 kilometers just to come to us to give us an account of what's going on in his community. He had to walk through a mountain and come to us and just give us an account of what is going on in this community. Normally the trip would take him about 10 to 15 minutes, but that trip took me hours because he had to go through a mountain just to come to us and report, saying that there are a number of houses there. You could not count every house. There are a number of houses in that area that have already been damaged, and also people are starting to run out of food, and with no electricity, it also being an issue in that area. Saying that if this rain persists for the next 2 days, a lot of people would want to start crossing the flooded streams and come into the community, into the next community, which is Buffelsprate, to actually go and start shopping there, and concern that those people will go into flood waters and people will start losing their lives. So you'd understand Mpumalanga alone has lost about 20 people in this flood. In these floods, and over 1,500 houses have been destroyed in Mpumalanga, in Bushbuck Ridge, in Mbombela. We also understand also in Barberton and also in Mukondo municipality. The president will start his trip here. Not a lot of houses have been damaged here, but he will also move to another area. It's Orlando, which is in Komati. It's also an informal it's an informal settlement. We were there also throughout our trips. Just over the weekend, we also saw there a stream there also closed off the river completely, and the communities there, they were worried because that river, they are so close to the Crocodile River, so they were worried that also crocodiles will start getting out of the water and get closer to the communities. So there is also a concern in that area. But also he will also end his trip in Mangweni village. Mangweni is one of those areas where also houses are waterlogged, and also a lot of people are saying that they also don't have food at this stage, and also electricity is also being cut off in that area. We understand 11 water schemes have been damaged, meaning they cannot provide water to a lot of communities and a lot of villages. And also with the roads that are inaccessible, the municipality can't deliver water to everyone. And also a lot of people have not been able to receive aid as yet because of these impassable roads.
Well, with food being one of the big factors there, and you mentioning that about about 1,500 houses have been destroyed. I would imagine the importance and the role of the NGOs that you've been in conversation with as they try and prioritize the needs of communities who are in desperate need of assistance. What are some of the ways that the NGOs are out on the ground assisting families?
Well, indeed, the Gift of the Givers is also on the ground, and also the Red Cross are also on the ground. They've been trying to provide food aid, especially to communities who are the mostly affected and who are adversely affected, but they have not reached everyone. Not everyone has been able to be able to receive food aid or to receive or some kind of aid. And also, this is why we don't know at this stage how bad is the communities where they can't reach them, where the municipality can't go to them and start counting the numbers of people that needs food, that needs aid, or that their houses have also been destroyed because of these impassable roads. And also it will take a while for this municipality to actually start working on the roads, because every now and then the rain will stop, but then it will come back. Yesterday it was extremely hot, about 31 degrees in Nkomazi, but around 4 o'clock, after 4 hours, around 4 o'clock, it started again with the rain, when it started pouring yet again. So you can imagine it's destroying the road even further and further, making even the assistance of these people that are in far-flung area even more difficult for them to actually start providing aid for them. But the Gift of the Givers, they did say that they will be providing about 800 food parcels to 800 families in this area, including Bushbuck Ridge.
Very well. Thank you very much for that update. In a developing story, one we continue to monitor, SABC News reporter Tumelo Machogo, they're giving us a sense of the developments on the ground. President Cyril Ramaphosa expected to visit some of those hard-hit areas in Mpumalanga at around 2 o'clock this afternoon. And of course, we know that at this stage, the death toll has moved to 20 people who have been killed in the flood-ravaged communities, as we continue to keep a close eye on that.